Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, from Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. It's Friday, and you know what that means. It's time for the weekly SmackDown Event Center report. And now here's the man that will bring you the happenings on WWE SmackDown every Friday night, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, episode 2630 of the show. And we're going to talk about some SmackDown tonight. But before I talk about SmackDown, I just finished watching a new show on the USA Network that features one of our former WWE superstars, Braun Strowman. Everything on the menu. If you're a foodie, if you're a foodie fan, or if anybody's there, a foodie out there and likes to try some different stuff, I recommend watching this show because Braun Strowman, I'll tell you what, Braun Strowman has a funny outlook on trying other people's foods and the way he reacts. He's a very entertaining dude. There's like a different side of him. And he loves food and he loves to eat and he loves trying out different things, as you know. And I think this is during his, final year wrestling in the WWE. He's now retired, unfortunately, which I'm sad because I like Braun Strowman. He's one of my favorites. The catchphrase, get these hands, now let's get these taste buds. He's trying out many different foods, and he went to Washington, D.C. for oohs and ahs, and then you get the chili bowl. And he's quite the foodie, and I recommend watching this show. Man. It's one of the best shows ever. I just finished watching the first episode. I'm gonna watch it again. I'm gonna watch it next week after SmackDown. I enjoyed the show. Braun Strowman's everything on the menu. You gotta watch the show. It's very entertaining the way he, but he loves, he gets into, he talks to the locals about what they eat and all that, which is really, really cool. For Braun Strowman to do that, and it's a really cool show. It's very entertaining. I like it. It's a fun show to watch on the USA Network. Got to give Braun Strowman a shout out on this one. I can tell he enjoys that. He enjoys it. He talks to the food after he eats it. Thank you for your sacrifice. He's great. I like Braun Strowman. I miss him in the ring. I'll tell you what, he can be entertaining on the mic sometimes, but he's very entertaining when it comes to eating. Let me tell you. Oh, man. I love it. Thank you for your sacrifice. It's great. And they had him taste the sauces, and he'll tell you what the ingredients are. Braun's an amazing. It's a fun dude to watch. You gotta watch everything on the menu. It's a fun show. I love it. I hope it does well. It's just, he's so entertaining. I hope he comes back to WWE just to promote it, just to say, hey. You talk about Ryback saying, feed me more. I'll tell you one thing. I think if you bring back Braun Strowman and versus Ryback in a hot dog, get Braun Strowman, Ryback, and Joey Chestnut into Takaro Kobayashi in a fatal four-way hot dog eating contest. Who can eat the most hot dogs out of these four gentlemen? I'm telling you. Just, can we get a match like that or something at WrestleMania? I don't know what's going to happen in Saudi, though. We do not eat the meat. Yeah, SummerSlam. That would be a lot more appropriate than WrestleMania. SummerSlam. Get SummerSlam in New York City. Nathan's hot dog eating contest moved to SummerSlam. Why? Because we get two more competitors formerly of the WWE that want to compete against Joey Chestnut. It would be Ryback and Braun Strowman, and then Holson Takaro Kobayashi sign in. Who's gonna win this one? I don't know. This would be great. Look at see Braun Strowman like, how do these guys eat 70 hamburgers, 70 hot dogs in one setting? How? Oh my god. This is great. I love it. Anyways, it's a fun show to watch. Like I said, everything on the menu. I'm going to order everything on the menu. He's got this big smile on his face, and the waiter's like, You took a look. Man wants everything on the menu. Who am I to deny him? I'm probably going to get these hands if I don't give him everything on the menu. Oh, man. Well, I like Braun Strowman. I miss him in the ring, but he's a fun dude. He's got to be a fun dude. Anyways. So, let's segue into SmackDown. Cody Rhodes was talking to Jey Uso, and Jey Uso, says, "I thank you for help, being there for my cousin. Say anything, Jacob Fatu, he'll be all right." And he said, well, "How are things with you and your brother?" He said, "Yeah, you know what I mean. He's going after." He goes, "All right, I'm going to talk to the people out there." And Jimmy Uso said, "Okay, do your thing." Cody Rhodes addresses what happened last week, and he admitted he went out of pocket for a bit. Drew McIntyre comes from the crowd, interrupting him and accusing him for attacking Jacob Fatu, and accusing Jimmy Uso for attacking Jacob Fatu. But then Jimmy Uso comes out from the crowd. They start brawling. Officials separate the two of them. So, and then after the commercial break, McIntyre confronts Nick Aldis. He better do something about this. Jimmy Uso attacks him. Security separates the two again. Then the tag team matchup. Rey Fenix and Shinsuke Nakamura took on the MFT members JC Mateo and Tama Tonga. Yeah. What's Tama Tonga trying to be? Astro? Or Scooby-Doo? Anyways. But the rest of the MFTs got involved. That would be Tonga Loa, Tala Tonga, and Solo Sikoa. And Mateo and Tama Tonga end up winning the matchup. And then Jimmy Uso talks to Nick Aldis about Drew McIntyre. He says, I'll make a match. He goes, I don't want just a match. I want a fight. And he goes, fine. No disqualification tonight. So he goes, fine. And he goes, that's what I'm talking about. Well, Chelsea Green and Alba Fire talks to Julia as Kiana James interrupts them. I think they're trying to merge something with trying to merge with Kiana James and Julia, and with Kiana James, at least they have a match against the women's champion. It seems like now Chelsea Green wants to challenge for the WWE Women's Champion, Undisputed Women's Championship held by one Tiffany Stratton. But Kiana James says, I had a match against her, though. So there was a non-title matchup as Tiffany Stratton went one-on-one with Kiana James. And Julia tried to get involved during the matchup, but despite that, Tiffany Stratton ends up winning, but Julia ends up attacking Stratton after the matchup, and then Kiana James gets in on it. And then Jade Cargill, who we have not seen for a while, comes running out and fighting off both Kiana James and Tiffany Stratton. So Cargill gives Tiffany a hand, helps her up, and then Cargill shows her respect, and then she walks away. And then as Tiffany Stratton, as she walks away, Jade Cargill came back and attacked Tiffany Stratton and beat her up to the point where security and officials came out again to separate. Security and officials had their work cut out for them tonight. That's for sure. But then, and then Sami Zayn talked to Ilya Dragunov and said, hey, listen, John Cena passed on the U.S. Open Challenge to me. You're going to make a great champion. Now it's on to you. And go out and do your thing, and congratulations. And they gave each other a hug, and he says, and she starts motivating Ilya Dragunov. I'm like, somebody's going to get it. So, and then Kathy Kelly interviewed Cargill after what she did, and it looks like Jade Cargill wants to be the WWE Women's Champion. And that match will be happening at Saturday night's main event. Tiffany Stratton defends the Women's Championship against one Jade Cargill. I'm sure there's a few people that are going to be very pleased with that development. And I'm saying it in a sarcastic manner. Because I know a few people that I know that are going to be totally pleased to hear that. And I'm saying it in a sarcastic manner at that point. Again, So they're going to be pleased. Right. Anyways, moving on. So Ilya Dragunov issued the open challenge, and Aleister Black, and Zelina Vega. Aleister Black decided to accept the open challenge and with Zelina Vega in his corner. I look at Alexander Black and Zelina Vega tonight. You guys watched it. I think this could have been the position that Karrion Kross and Scarlett should be in. I mean, it's too bad, too, because they were both released, Kross and Scarlett, because they would have... Them against Black and Vega would have been a great feud, for sure. But Zelina Vega got involved, but the referee ejects Zelina Vega from ringside. As she decides to leave the ring, here comes Damian Priest with his shades on, and he took off his shades, and the left eye was all burnt up. But Zelina Zelina Vega basically fled from ringside, but then distracted Aleister Black, and Ilya Dragunov retained the matchup. And then after the matchup, Damian Priest attacked Aleister Black to the point where Zelina Vega jumps on Priest and jumped on his back, and both Black and Vega are retreating, and so that got to the point where Damian Priest was not in a very good mood, but Dragunov does retain the title. Kathy Kelly interviewed Carmelo Hayes. He says, "I'm moving on from The Miz. I'm going to show you why I am him." Kit Wilson disrespects me and then disrespects Carmelo Hayes, and he looks at him, "I'll see you next week." Then Fraction was talking to Dragunov, congratulating him, was able to get a shot. He said, anybody and everybody, including tag teams. And then, as they were talking, DIY, along with Cancel Ray, interrupts them, and he said, "We got to take out that stupid mask and everything else." And it seems like a DIY is trying to get under the skin of Fraxium. And then Kathy Kelly once again interviewed the women's tag team champions, the Twisted Queens, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. Bayley's issued a challenge on social media to Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, and they said they accepted the challenge. And Nia Jax comes in and interrupts them, saying, "Oh, mocking their friend, their partnership." And then Charlotte Flair says that people can change, and then somebody should stab me in the back, and Alexa Bliss is like, I've changed too, and I'm not the same Alexa Bliss. And then I think Nia Jax says, "We shall see," and said, "We'll see you next week." So former friends going to go at it, Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss. So then the no DQ matchup, Jimmy Uso versus Drew McIntyre, and Drew McIntyre ended up winning that matchup, but then McIntyre decided to continue attacking Jimmy Uso, but then officials and referees once again had to get him off Jimmy Uso, and then Cody Rhodes comes out and he goes after McIntyre. So, and that looks like 2 title matches happening so far at Saturday night's main event. That would be the Undisputed Championship, Rhodes versus McIntyre, and the women's title will be on the line, Stratton versus Cargill. Well, tomorrow is NXT. Speaking of yeeted, Uso, cereal boxes got yeeted. Let me pick this up for just a second here. Frosted Treats. I wonder if they still sell them. Anyways, that's all the time there is on the episode for tonight. After tomorrow will be Halloween Havoc. I will probably join Brandon Martin to live react to this. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. So that's it. That's all there is to it. So I hope you guys have a wonderful, blessed day. And until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. Oh, that's right. Tomorrow also is Collision. So I'll be doing double duty, so to speak. I'll be multitasking once again. So good night, everyone. And until next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E and do it for Bob Saget production, and in association with a Raving Bull for 3000 Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. See you later on the next episode of the show. Goodbye for now.